Hello there. I am Charles Tai, and this is Sean Ong, my esteemed colleague. Now, we are here to give a talk about our Prudential incentive trip for the year 2019. This incentive trip will be targeted at the top sellers of Prudential. This is our heading, and let's start with Prudential as a company. Now, introducing Prudential. What is Prudential? Prudential is an insurance and wealth planning company. It is a subsidiary of a larger company, the Prudential PLC, located in the UK. And the Malaysian Prudential is worth an estimated 1.5 billion in revenue every year. Now, Prudential offers a full range of services. They tend to sell things like insurance, they sell saving packages, they sell healthcare, and the major driving force behind this company would be its sales team. What we are here to do today is to explain to you what we are going to do for Prudential, which is to organize meetings and incentive trip for them. This is to reward, of course, the sales team and to incentivize future better performance and, of course, team building actions. So, building a trip like this, we have to meet a few criteria, of course, like our SMART says, right? We will start with the trip spanning at least 6 days and 5 nights. Another criteria to hit, very importantly, is the trendy and relevant locations. And this will tie into the next criteria, which is Insta-friendly settings for our agents' social media purposes. A bit to explain on this part a little bit is that a lot of these agents, or agencies I should say, they run by employing more agents, and they bring a larger and larger sales team to the fold, and this creates a snowball effect. So they incentivize basically the people underneath them, right? And to attract these people, a major part of it is to show the glamour and the fun side of this lifestyle as an agent. Now, another criteria is our team building activities. We would like to foster team spirit within the Prudential agents, have them be able to recognize each other so that they can better work as a cohesive unit in the future. Of course, our main criteria for us to hit is the efficient use of company assets and resource to give Prudential and ourselves the best bang for our buck, or their buck rather. And finally, last but not least, fun, and fun. We want to give the agents memories that they can take back with them, and memories that they can spread. And they can tell people, oh yes, we were doing this.
We went to Japan with Prudential.
Exactly.
For free.
Organized by Sean Ong and Charles Tai.
Yeah.
Hire us next time. Moving on, where we come in, at SOJK Events PLC, our mission is to put together an incentive trip to reward top sellers in the company and to incentivize future performance and achievement. Our modus operandi is effective design of engaging trips, making efficient use of resource available to execute flawlessly. Now, introducing Japan. The reason why we picked Japan is because it's a major tourism destination in Asia. In fact, it is considered the place to go, so, assuming you can afford it. Right? It boasts one of the most diverse and varied range of attractions, from the cultural and historical Kyoto to the hip and trendy Tokyo. See, we have two lovely pictures here of Tokyo and Kyoto. We have Tokyo on the left, which is of course the city, and its glitz and glamour and its bustling lifestyle. And of course we have the serene Kyoto on the right, which would be very, very relaxing and a treasure trove of cultural historical insights into Japan. The mode of transportation we plan to use is flight. We will fly our staff to Japan and we will fly them back. However, along the way, of course, to the airport, we want to send them by bus from the Prudential headquarters.
Yes.
Right? And of course, in Japan itself, we will charter a bus. We will actually get the bus for our own personal use and to ferry us about. Right? And later on in the trip, Sean will explain we're going to have a trip from Tokyo to Kyoto,
Yes.
which we will conduct by train?
Yeah, train, by the bullet train.
Oh, bullet train. I think those go pretty fast.
Yeah,
right?
they go really fast.
What's that, you know?
When if you just taking the highway from Kyoto to Japan, you are talking about like 6 hours, right? But if you are taking the bullet train, it shortens down the time to 2 hours only.
Oh dear God, do you hear that? Well, I guess there will be no need for your Ferrari in Japan then.
Road tax is expensive.
Exactly, road tax people. Moving on, where we will put our staff would be the Royal Park Hotel. Now it's a 4-star hotel. It's very, very glamorous for its price, which comes in at 705 ringgit per night. It's got streamlined quarters in upscale lodging, offering a modern dining, spa, and hip bar. As you can see, it's quite contemporary with its decor, and as you can see over here, it's got a lovely view of Japan itself. I believe it's located in
Tokyo.
Shiodome.
Shiodome.
Okay, I was always thinking Shiodome.
Yeah.
No.
That's wrong.
Okay, Shiodome. Thank you, Sean. Moving on, this will be our first stop at the Royal Ascot main bar. Now, the prices on the bar starts at 45 ringgit on the menu, so we're talking about roughly 30% more expensive than a cocktail bar in Malaysia. It offers up a wide variety of distilled alcohol and cocktails. And as you can see, the decor here is quite orthodox, conventional sitting and set up with a bar and all of your bottles in the background. Quite a lovely experience. We will be actually stopping by this bar twice. The first will be on the first day as a refresher after the staff have landed and have checked into their rooms. We'll gather them for a cocktail at the bar before heading off for dinner. Speaking of dinner, Sean, where are we going for our first dinner?
For the first dinner, we're going to Washoku and Shiodome. And actually, the restaurant is located at the Shiodome city centers and is actually famous for its world-class sashimi and sushis. And the price starting from 350 ringgit per pax. In this restaurant, we get to let our agents to enjoy the top-tier, high-class sushi sashimi that you don't often get to eat in Malaysia. Yes, everything is fresh cut, fresh served.
I assume it's authentically prepared and everything. Wow. I'm hungry. Are we going for dinner after this?
Probably.
Say hot, huh? Moving on. Oriental Lounge. So after dinner, we will go down to the Oriental Lounge for a bit of relaxation. This will be located at the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, and it's got a lovely lounge with a piano and some soft music playing. A perfect place to socialize over drinks and call a close to the evening. Upscale and swanky it's called, and it's perfect for the gram. Now, our suggested price is about 160 ringgit per night. Of course, this depends on how much you drink. Yes, our dear colleague Ivan will probably be racking up a bill of
1,000 ringgit at least.
At least. Good on you, Ivan. Keep your liver in check. Moving on, next day.
And next, we'll be proceeding to the famous Ginza shopping district. And the location of a shopping district is actually located very strategically close by to the hotel, so that our agents, if they want to just walk out and have some stroll in the district, they can do that. And It boasts a wonderful shopping experience and is highly popular with both tourists and local patrons. And the suggested amount to bring for you to shop in the shopping district is around 400 ringgit. Yeah, and there's a lot of things to do in the shopping district. You get to shop for branded stuff like you see in Pavilion, the Louis Vuitton, Gucci, goes on, and of course you get to enjoy the air. You can breathe the air of Japan. Yeah.
Yes, I think this picture captures the essence of what Tokyo is, isn't it?
Yes, it does.
Tall buildings and the bustling streets.
And the people is walking around.
I wonder, do they have a nice Burger King in Japan?
I believe they do.
Anything special on the menu? Sushi burgers or whatnot?
I think I'm not sure about Burger King, but for Starbucks they do have a menu called the Sakura Starbucks. So, yeah.
So you have cherry blossoms in your coffee. Hang on. Finally, at the closing of the second day, we will host an award ceremony at the grand ballroom of the hotel. Now, this ceremony will include, of course, our drinks and some food, and then we will have the CEO and the chairman come up on stage to give, of course, a motivating and rallying speech to the agents, as well as pass out awards for the top sellers, the top newcomers, the top rookies, and of course the top agencies in general. Because as you know, the industry is divided into agencies, and each of these agencies runs separately. So this will incentivize people to perform better in the future.
Motivates them.
Yes, indeed, exactly. That's the word. Motivates them to perform better in the future, as well as passing out awards. We will be passing out, cash gifts as well as shopping vouchers for our trip. Now, the rental for this hotel ballroom will be about 6,800 ringgit per evening. So this will be our basic cost. Of course, then we'll have to factor in our, extra food, our alcohol, and so on and so forth. After our grand ballroom, shall we move on?
And for the next day is where the fun begins. Exactly. And we will bring our agents to the Tokyo Disneyland. I believe I don't have to explain much about the Disneyland in Tokyo. Yeah. So it's a really major highlight of the trip, and the price comes up, the ticket per pax is actually 275 ringgit, and we will let our agents to enjoy it all day in the theme park from 10 to 10. You can say that. They get to enjoy they enjoy meeting Mickey Mouse, the Minnie, the Disney castles, and all where the fun begins. Yeah.
Japanese Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
I wonder, does it still have the big eyes, or
I
are
think
they
they
a
do.
little smaller now?
Nah, it's still big guys.
Oh, it's
Come
still
on,
big
Charles.
guys.
That's a bit.
Okay, well, I would assume this is a very, very fun part of the trip and a major highlight. We cover Instagram. Remember what we're talking about? Instagram.
This is a really Instagrammable place for our agents.
For all the show-offs out there. Moving on. This is our dinner setting, right?
Yeah.
The lunch is
the lunch is on their own. Yeah. Also for the dinner, we'll be having in the Crystal Palace Disneyland. It's actually really a Disneyland themed restaurant. It's a buffet style restaurant, and it's starting from 120 ringgit for 90 minutes of gobble fest, and whereby the patron can eat all they can within the time limit. And it consists of a whole variety of different cuisines ranging from Japanese to Western and a lot more.
I see. I assume that 90-minute limit on how much you can eat and how long you can eat,
yes,
is probably because of the prevalence of sumo wrestlers in Japan. You don't want
you don't want them to stay there and eat without a time limit.
Sumo team walk in and bankrupt your restaurant. That's not going to be very good. I do believe the cuisine here ranges from Japanese to Western.
Yes,
right? It's sort of like a fusion as well. Yeah. So moving on.
And next we'll be proceeding to the Tsujiku Market for the next day. So Tsujiku Market is actually a really famous fish market in Japan where fishermen will get their freshly catch fish, and the chef, they will do like a show called the live dissecting fish. Is it called
Oh
dissecting?
dear God.
Not dissecting fish, filleting fish. Sorry, I'm sorry, tuna filleting show. Yes, where like the really big tuna, and then the chef will just fillet it in front of the audiences. It actually is actually quite enjoying to watch. You get to enjoy you get to witness the skill of a chef handling the knife, so and so on. And we also have inside the Chuji market also have the activities such as the sushi making competitions as well. And it's ranging from 375 ringgit per pax, and also depends on how much you want to buy from the market.
Dissecting a fish. Gordon Ramsay will be mortified.
Gordon Ramsay will be glad to be
there. Yeah, he would be so lucky. I would too. I'm looking forward to something like this. There's a fresh seafood, right?
Yeah, it's seafood. It's basically they sell seafood product. It's usually seafood products there.
I see some clams and lobster as well. Well, that sounds like a fun morning.
It is a fun morning, yes.
And moving on.
And next, for the evening, we will be going to the Tokyo Tower. And basically, the concept of Tokyo Tower is really similar as the Malaysian KL Tower. So basically, we send our agents in there in the observation deck. They get to the highest floor of the Tokyo Tower and observe the cities of Tokyo and taking gorgeous picture of the Tokyo city skyline. And for the entrance fee is actually 50 ringgit per person. And the reason why we choose it on evening is because of the view, the night view of the city. You glance down, you see the light, you see the skyscrapers. That's a very Instagrammable view.
Nice. Remember, for Instagrammers out there. And we are going to the Komakata Dozi.
Yeah, Komakata Dozeu.
Dozeu.
Yes.
Sorry. Now, it serves up a traditional Japanese meal, and it looks very, very old school, if you pardon my French. I don't know what other word to use for this. It looks very traditional.
The theme of this restaurant is actually based on like the Edo period. Edo period is like the very historical era where you can see like the setup of the restaurant is like they don't have a chair. Basically, the people just sit there on like a small cushion, and then they will eat it on like the tatami mat. Yes.
The Edo period, this is based on what, feudal Japan?
Yeah, feudal Japan. The warlord,
shoguns.
Yeah, the shoguns.
Wow, okay. Yeah. Geishas too, I hope.
Yeah, geisha.
Okay. I'll be looking forward to that. And now we are moving to
Osaka, actually.
Osaka.
Okay, this hotel is actually one of the hotel in Osaka. We prepared for our agents to sleep. It's actually not so high class hotel comparing to the Royal Garden.
Royal Park.
Royal Park Hotel. Yeah, it's actually more of like a cozy hotel where our agents can enjoy authentic tatami mat sleeping experience. Yeah, like tatami mat experience, and also it's a cozy and they have a traditional Japanese vibe, and it's ranging from 200 ringgit per pax.
Yes, the reason why we picked a place like this over a more luxurious hotel is because we've actually put our agents there for about four nights in a luxury hotel, and we like to put them in a more intimate setting. This comes again to the whole team building, to build camaraderie between agents. So when they lounge together in the main halls and they enjoy a nice warm sake at the end of the day, this builds friendship and bonds between agents, as well as it gives them a little bit more tradition, whereas the Royal Park is more upscale, it's more contemporary.
And pardon my mistake, I'm sorry, it's not Osaka, it's Kyoto.
Okay.
Departing from Tokyo to Kyoto.
Yes. I see. By your bullet train?
Yes, by the bullet train. Yes.
Okay. Lovely. Moving on.
And this will be our team building activities. Obviously, it's one of our main criteria in this whole incentive trip. And we will be having our team building activities in Kyoto itself. We are actually, it's a whole plan under the company called Maikoya. So they offer activities such as the geisha activities, the samurai museum, tea ceremony, and treasure hunt. So for the geisha activities, basically mostly is for females only. So the females get to dress up and make up in like heavy makeup like this, like geisha. They get to like experience the traditions. And of course, the next is the samurai museum. Samurai Museum, and once you enter, you get to know more about the history of Japan. And do you know that samurai is actually one of the highest, the most respectable job in Japan back in the era? Yeah, it's a really respectable warrior.
You must be one of the samurai too.
I mean, yeah, judging my hairstyle, I guess. I mean, I didn't bring my katana.
Staying in the theme, you know.
Yeah. So the next is we will be participating in a tea ceremony. So through the tea ceremony, our agents or the attendees will get to know more about the traditional way to make tea, the matcha in Japan. We get to have like a tutorial, step-by-step workshop tutorial, so they get to learn about the standard procedure of making the matcha. Yes.
I think like the Chinese, Japanese tea making is a very delicate.
Yeah, they are.
It's akin to an art.
Right? It is an art in Japan. Tea making is an art in Japan. Yes. And last but not least, we will have the treasure hunt for the evening, where treasure hunt will include about Japan-related quiz and activities. Yes.
Oh, Sean, coming back to the geisha activities. Now, can you tell me the difference between a geisha is not a kabuki, is it?
Nah, it's not. It's not.
A kabuki, I hear, is a man, right?
It is a man. Yes.
Like a cross.
It's like a man in a heavy makeup.
Like a drag show.
Yes, like a drag show. Yes.
Oh dear God.
That's perfect.
Okay, well, that's interesting to know. All right, so we have to tell our staff if you want to, you like to pick up a geisha, you got to differentiate between the geisha and the kabuki. You don't want to pick up the wrong. I'm a little surprised, What is this?
Yeah, and for the restaurant, the name of the restaurant is called Katsukara Restaurant. So this restaurant is actually really famous for its curry cutlets rice. In case you don't know what curry cutlets, basically they will fry a piece of the cutlet, and then they will have the curry. Yeah, they braid it, so it's like a really crispy curry cutlet, and then with like curry sauce.
It's a mild curry, right?
It's a mild curry. It's not spicy. Japanese curry tends to not be spicy. In fact, one of the most delicious Japanese curry that I ever made, they put chocolate in it.
Wow, do you think they might have some?
Yeah, maybe, because I'm not really sure, but they probably have it, since it's actually one of the most famous restaurants in Kyoto itself. And it ranges from 300 ringgit per pax.
300 ringgit. If I'm paying 300 ringgit, they better damn well put chocolate in my curry. And further on.
And next we will be having like the Gion district. So Gion district is known for its famous kimono origins and art. And it is big. The biggest attraction here will be the kimono-clad hostesses reminiscence of the famous geishas of feudal era Japan. So basically, when you are walking by Gion district, you will actually see a few geisha walking around using those paper umbrellas, and with kimono. And as you can see, the view of the district is actually wonderful, especially if you walk it in the night, in the evening. Damn.
Yeah, that little street there looks very, very idyllic.
Yes.
I think that takes you back. I don't think you can get this anywhere else. This is Tokyo, isn't it, Sean?
This is in Kyoto, sorry.
Oh, Kyoto. Yeah, sorry, Kyoto.
Tokyo is more on like modern city life.
Yeah.
Kyoto is more of like the really quiet, historical.
Kyoto, incidentally, is the ancient capital.
It is the ancient capital. It's one of the capital in Japan before they make it to Tokyo.
I see.
Yeah.
During the
feudal era, where they are fighting.
Yeah, well, you bring more geishas on, sign me up. Moving on.
And for the next is the Fushimi Inari Taisha. It's we didn't write here, but it's actually one of the World Heritage sites.
Oh, is
yeah,
it?
It actually was one of the World Heritage
this thing is protected.
Yeah, it's all protected. Yes. So Fushimi is a historical attraction where it consists of hundreds of shrines. As you can see, this red door-like thing. Yeah, so basically visitors go there. They walk with the walkway. They have hundreds of these kind of shrines, and it depicts the Shinto cultures and religion.
So it's not Buddhist.
It's not Buddhist. Yes, it's Shinto. And of course, one of our criteria is very Instagrammable.
Yes, and of course the vibrant reds will bring our companies lots of on.
Yeah, but Instagrammable is Instagrammable, but you still have to respect the place as well, because it's a really how is holy place.
Ah,
So,
I
yeah.
see.
So usually you have to, when you are there, better keep quiet. Yeah. Don't make too much noise.
No Logan Paul.
Yeah, no Logan Paul.
Please,
yeah.
Logan Paul, don't come along. Moving on.
And of course, next, the most famous attraction in Kyoto, which is the Kinkakuji and the Kiyomizu-dera. And Kinkakuji is a World Heritage Site, and the uniqueness for the temple, the Buddhist temple, is that the surface of the wall is actually made of gold. It's shining. It's very shiny. It's a Buddhist temple. It is known also for its scenic beauty, located by a lake.
Wow, yeah, that looks beautiful,
And
Sean.
during the Edo era, the I'm not sure about it, but I once heard about an article where the feudal lord actually keeps, that's the place where he keeps all his
His favorite geisha.
Yes, in the temple. Yes.
So it's mixing religion and the sex life. Well,
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, but it does. I mean, imagine a building made out of gold.
oh,
That's like in fairy tale.
yeah, that would make sense. Very, very extravagant and so on and so forth.
Yes. And next
Oh,
is
sorry,
oh.
we've covered this before.
Oh yeah. And last but not least is the last attraction for our day in Kyoto is the Iwatayama Monkey Park. In case that this is like a protected park in Japan. The park consists hundreds of different species of monkeys. And basically the purpose of this park was built is to host the endangered species monkeys, so that this is like a safe haven of endangered monkeys. And tourists are advised to keep belonging close because I mean it's like Batu Cave.
Yeah, or your wallet will become
Or
endangered.
your wallet will be endangered, yes. And yes, this is a really wonderful place to take pictures, and you get to observe different kind of species of monkeys as well.
This is up at Osaka as well.
No, sorry, Kyoto.
Kyoto, yes.
We only have two destinations here.
Yes,
We only have
Kyoto.
Tokyo and Kyoto.
That's quite interesting. Little baboon or whatever it is.
baboon.
Moving on, I think that concludes our
Yeah.
trip. So, with our trip concluded, we'd like to wrap up with giving you an overview of the budget. As you can see, our airfare would be 504 coming to Japan, right? Plus, of course, 20 on the insurance side because we want travel insurance. Our trip going back from Osaka to Kuala Lumpur is, excuse me, 600 ringgit plus your insurance as well. As we covered before, the Royal Park Hotel would be 705 ringgit for a room, and the hotel in Kyoto will be 170. Excuse me. And of course, over the course of the week, we will be going to all of the places that we have
Mentioned earlier.
mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah. And total cost of our trip would be 285,000 plus altogether, which will come up to about 7,000 plus per
But
person.
mind you, this is like the minimum spending you can get to 7,000. You could get up to 10,000. Yes, depends on your.
Well, I think we've done our homework, and I think we've decided, we've done our research, and we will give this company the best bang for its buck.
Sure, definitely.
We don't waste money here. I think that concludes our trip to Japan for Prudential. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sean.
With this, we conclude our presentation. Thank you.